Hi coaches, Derek here. In this edition of The Breakdown, we're going to be talking about how long it takes to develop skills. I was running an online discussion a few weeks ago for my course Breakthrough, and one of the questions that I posed to the group was, how do you balance short-term and long-term development? And one of the questions that came back to me was, is short-term development a scam? And it's a brilliant question, and it surprised me a bit because I hadn't really thought about it in that way. I certainly appreciate that skill development is a long-term proposition. It takes time to learn. But I'd always thought there was some sort of distinction between short-term development and long-term development. And this got me thinking about what we know about learning. It's highly individual and nonlinear in nature. So maybe we should just be calling it development or reframe it as long-term development. And if we call it short-term development, that opens up the door for people to go looking for or to start peddling quick fixes. When in reality, to make any sort of meaningful change, it's going to take time, and there are no shortcuts. For coaches, the implications are that you need to reframe how you think about learning too. You need to accept that if you're going to make a lasting change, you need to play the long game. At the very least, 6 to 8 weeks is the sort of time frame that I would start thinking of to develop skills that start to hold up to the pressures of competition. You also need to realize that it's going to be a windy road with lots of ups and downs, and you need to have a good plan to monitor and assess changes so that you know you're heading in the right direction. Time's obviously a factor. If you're in a situation where you're not going to be with an athlete for that long, then you need to, at the very least, set them on a pathway that will lead them to success. That's it for this edition of The Breakdown. If you want to learn more, go to www.derekpanchuk.com and subscribe. Thanks, coaches, and keep growing.